I genuinely, in my heart of hearts, I can't, obviously thank them enough for letting me be a bachelor.
Said it the other day on Watch What Happens Lives that you're kind of thrown to the wolves after this whole process. I mean, what do you wish somebody told you after you completed the show? And what would you kind of say to Clayton as well?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely stand by those statements that I feel like the show throws you to the wolves. Doesn't mean I'm not grateful for the opportunity that they provided me. And I do appreciate them changing my life in such a great way. But they also hold a big responsibility in making sure that the mental health of their contestants and of their moneymakers, to be very honest with you, is taken care of. They benefit greatly off of our faces, off of our likeness, off of our stories. The only the thing that they can do better is to follow up and make sure that you are mentally okay before they make decisions to make better TV over your mental health.
Right. I mean, I kind of feel like I know you said you don't watch the season, but me as a viewer, I feel like sometimes they just want that dramatic ending. They're not looking to have those healthy relationships or to have these successful relationships. It always just seems like they're kind of trying to one up themselves. Do you always kind of feel like that as well?
I mean, that's the nature of the entertainment business is You have to do something that's never been done before. You have to go bigger, you have to go harder, you have to go more extreme. And, there also is beauty to a natural evolving story. And there also is beauty to just letting things organically happen without producing it as heavily and as much. And I think that showed in the Netflix show that I did was just sort of stripping it back and keeping it raw and real can also be entertaining and helpful to people. So, I mean, look, the Bachelor franchise is a beast, and it's a big machine that's been going on for many, many years. There's not one singular lead that's going to, be able to change any of it. It's going to take a collaboration and group effort to try to make a change for good.
Yeah. Do you ever regret it?
No, I genuinely, in my heart of hearts, I can't, obviously thank them enough for letting me be a bachelor. I truly do not believe I would have came out of the closet if it wasn't for the franchise and having that life experience. And while I've read the comments that my season was a waste, I mean, it saved my life at the end of the day. So in my opinion, it wasn't a waste. And if I can help one or two men or women out there that are still struggling with their sexuality, then I consider it a very, very beneficial season.
Yeah. I mean, how do you deal with the social media backlash and the social media hate and people always having opinions on things? And, I'll talk a little bit more about Bachelor in a little bit, but I feel like Clayton is kind of going through that as well right now and as his journey is kind of wrapping up. But how do you kind of deal with that?
Well, I think I've learned over the years, people are always going to have opinions and people are always not going to agree with the decisions that you make in your life. But at the end of the day, it's your life and it's your happiness. So I would rather make a decision that is unpopular, but makes me happy and makes me fulfilled and makes me feel loved than to bow down to what the public wants to see or was expecting to see or hear from me. Yeah. And also just keeping in mind that, what you see on TV is just a fraction of who that person truly is. And, I have not watched this season, but, my heart goes out to Clayton and I hope he has an amazing support system and group around him. Heading into the finale of the show.
So congrats on this brand new show. I watched the trailer. It looks super intense. So what made you want to join Beyond the Edge?
I think the timing of my life, I needed something lighthearted and fun and competitive. And while a lot of people might not view the jungle as that, I needed that because I poured so much of myself onto reality TV that it was just really nice to sort of have that moment in the jungle away from phones, distractions, and opinions to be to myself and compete.
Yeah, definitely. Who knew that decompressing in the jungle would be the way to go, right?
Yeah.
So what would you say was the most frightening thing about living in the jungle for 2 weeks?
Hands down, snakes. I do not do well with snakes, and I do not do well with heights. I do not do well when I do not eat properly or sleep properly. So there's a lot of elements working against me in that jungle. But, at the end of the day, that's sort of what I signed up for. I wanted to push myself physically and mentally.
Yeah. Did you feel like you got to that point? Because, we see in the trailer that some people, kind of ring that bell and bow out. Did you ever get to that point mentally and physically?
There was definitely moments that I was exhausted. I was done. I did not feel like I had a lot in me. But, at the end of the day, when you're playing for a charity and you're looking around at the other people that are, standing by your side, trying to work their butt off too, to earn money for their charities, it's really motivating and inspiring.
Definitely. Did you feel like being an athlete, an ex-football player, did that give you a little bit of an advantage?
Oh, for sure. Having an athletic background for me was something that I knew was going to be a positive and something that gave me a little bit of confidence when it came to the challenges, knowing that I had the physical ability to do a lot of things that maybe some of the others didn't. But at the end of the day, you never know what the jungle is going to throw your way. And it can humble you very quickly.